Milling has been a considerable industry in East Anglia for hundreds of years. Norfolk and Suffolk are huge agricultural areas and historically would have always had many farms. There were therefore lots of crops growing here which needed to be milled to make products like flour for bread and bran for animal feed. Today it is still possible to see the importance of milling in East Anglia.
There are lots of windmills still standing in East Anglia. There are several watermills that even today are working in East Anglia. It's reckoned that most mills would evolve over a period of probably 200 years, where they would either expand because of the needs of the business, or because of the state of the building, or because of the state of the equipment inside the building. Alton Mill is a prime example of a watermill that has probably been in the same spot for hundreds of years because of the resources of the water.
The Alton Watermill was originally situated in the village of Stutton near Ipswich. There are records of a mill there from as early as the Domesday Book of 1086. We think that the Alton Watermill dates back to at least the 17th century, and parts of it are probably even older than that. Mr. Henry Ranson is the first owner of the Alton Watermill that we know about. He is recorded in the White's Directory of Suffolk from 1844. Mr. Herbert Southgate bought the Alton Watermill in 1879. He ran the mill with 4 men for 24 hours during the working week. They stopped at 6 p.m. on Saturday and resumed work at 6 a.m. on Monday morning. But in the middle 1800s, roller mills opened in Ipswich. Alton Watermill could produce the quality of flour, but not the quantity to compete.
In the latter part of the 19th century, a steam engine was installed in a tin shed next to Alton Watermill. It was there as auxiliary backup power for if the water levels were too low.
In 1889, Mr. Southgate stopped being miller at the Alton Watermill. Although he continued to own it, it became a grist mill.
Grist milling is where single batches of corn are provided for individual farmers and not continuous production of flour to sell.
In 1903, George Blackmore became the miller. As it was now a grist mill, only 2 men worked, George Blackmore and a carter. They worked from 5:30 to 5 p.m. from Monday to Saturday. In 1933, Mr. Blackmore fell ill and his son took over. He worked there until the start of the Second World War. By the mid-1960s, the Alton Watermill had stopped producing flour entirely, and in 1968 it was decided that a water reservoir would be developed at the site of the Alton Watermill. The director and trustees of the Museum of East Anglian Life decided to save the mill and move it to Stowmarket. It was moved shortly after and has been open as a museum exhibition since March 1975.